Hello! Welcome back, everyone, to the Linguasphere Academy Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam, right here with you. So glad you're with us again.
You know, Sam, I was thinking about something this morning. I woke up, made my tea, sat by the window, and just watched the street for a few minutes.
That sounds lovely. What did you see?
I saw a woman walking her dog. I saw a man rushing to catch the bus. I saw a child holding his mother's hand on the way to school. And I thought, everyone has a daily life. Everyone has a routine.
That's so true. And yet, everyone's daily life is different. What you do in the morning might be completely different from what I do.
Today, our topic is talk about daily life in English. And we're going to use the present simple tense because that's how we talk about habits, routines, and things we do regularly.
This is going to be a storytelling episode. We're going to tell stories about our days, our routines, our habits, and you'll learn how to tell your own stories.
By the end of this episode, you'll be able to describe your daily life in English from morning to night using the present simple naturally.
As always, we'll speak clearly and keep it friendly. This is like listening to friends share their days.
So, get comfortable. Let's start with the most important question. What is the present simple?
The present simple is the tense we use for things that happen regularly, for habits, for routines, and for facts that are always true.
For example, I wake up at 7 a.m. every day. That's a routine. She drinks coffee in the morning. That's a habit. The sun rises in the east. That's a fact.
The structure is simple. For I, you, we, they, we use the base verb. I wake up. You eat breakfast. We go to work.
For he, she, it, we add an S to the verb. He wakes up. She eats breakfast. It works.
Let's practice a few. Repeat after me in your head or out loud.
I wake up at 7 a.m.
I wake up at 7 a.m.
They go to work by bus.
They go to work by bus.
He takes the train.
He takes the train.
We have dinner together.
We have dinner together.
It rains a lot in winter.
It rains a lot in winter.
Good. Now let's tell some stories. Let me tell you about my typical morning.
I'd love to hear it.
I wake up at 6:30 every morning. My alarm rings and I usually hit snooze once. I don't like waking up early. I'm not a morning person.
Same here. Mornings are hard.
After I finally get up, I go to the bathroom. I wash my face and brush my teeth. Then I go to the kitchen to make tea.
What kind of tea do you drink?
I drink black tea with a little milk, no sugar. I make the same tea every morning. It's a ritual.
I love that. Rituals are important.
While the tea is brewing, I look out the window. I watch the street wake up. I see the neighbors leave for work. I see the school bus pick up the children.
Do you eat breakfast?
Sometimes. Usually I just have the tea. I'm not very hungry in the morning. But on weekends, I make a proper breakfast. Eggs, toast, maybe some fruit.
What about after breakfast?
After my tea, I get dressed. I check the weather to decide what to wear. If it's cold, I wear a sweater. If it's sunny, I wear a lighter shirt.
That's smart.
Then I pack my bag. I put my laptop, my notebook, and my water bottle. I check that I have my keys and my phone.
I always forget something.
Me too. Sometimes I forget my phone and I realize it halfway down the street. Then I have to run back.
I've done that.
Then I leave the house. I walk to the bus stop. The bus usually comes at 8:15. It's often late, but I don't mind. I listen to music while I wait.
What do you listen to?
Podcasts mostly. Sometimes music. It depends on my mood.
That's a great way to use your time.
The bus ride takes about 20 minutes. I usually find a seat near the window. I watch the city go by. I see the shops opening, the people rushing, the traffic building up.
It sounds like you have a nice routine.
I do. It's simple, but it works for me.
Now, let me tell you about my morning. It's a little different.
I'd love to hear it.
I wake up at 5:30 a.m. I know, that's early, but I like the quiet morning hours. No one else is awake. The world is still.
5:30? That's very early. What do you do?
First, I drink a glass of water, then I go for a run. I run for about 30 minutes 3 times a week. On the other days, I do yoga at home.
That's impressive. I could never run that early.
It took time to build the habit. At first, it was very hard, but now I love it. It wakes me up and gives me energy for the day.
What do you do after you run?
I take a shower, then I make breakfast. I usually eat oatmeal with fruit and a spoonful of honey. I drink a cup of coffee while I eat.
That sounds healthy.
I try to eat well in the morning. It sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Do you have a family?
Yes, I have 2 children. They wake up around 7 a.m. I wake them up, help them get dressed, and make their breakfast.
That sounds busy.
It is. Mornings are chaotic with kids, but I love it. We have breakfast together and we talk about the day ahead.
What do you talk about?
I ask them what they're learning in school. They tell me about their friends, their teachers, their favorite subjects. It's a special time.
That's beautiful.
Then I pack their lunches. I make sandwiches, cut up fruit, and add a small treat like a cookie or a granola bar.
Do they help?
Sometimes. My daughter likes to make her own sandwich. My son just wants to play.
That sounds about right.
Then we leave the house. I walk them to school. It's only a 10-minute walk. We hold hands and talk about the day.
Do you work?
Yes, after I drop them off, I go to my office. I work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
What do you do?
I'm a graphic designer. I design logos, brochures, and websites for small businesses. I love my job because it's creative and every project is different.
That sounds like a great fit for you.
It is. I feel lucky to do work I enjoy.
Now, let's talk about the afternoon. What does your afternoon look like?
I eat lunch at my desk around 1:30 p.m. I usually bring food from home, a salad, some leftovers, or a sandwich.
Do you take a break?
Sometimes I go for a short walk. Fresh air helps me think, but usually I just eat quickly and keep working.
What about you, Alex? What does your afternoon look like? I work from 9 to 6, but I have a flexible schedule. I can start later if I want, but I prefer to start early and finish early.
That makes sense.
I eat lunch around 1 p.m. I usually go to a cafe near my office. I like to get out of the building. It helps me reset.
What do you eat?
It varies. Sometimes soup and bread, sometimes a sandwich, sometimes just a coffee and a pastry if I'm not very hungry.
Do you work alone or with others?
I work in a small team. There are 4 of us in the office. We help each other and share ideas. It's a good environment.
That's nice. Having good coworkers makes a big difference.
It really does. We also have meetings. We have a team meeting every Monday morning. We talk about the week ahead and what we need to accomplish.
What about your evenings? What do you do after work?
I usually leave the office around 6 p.m. I take the bus home. The bus is more crowded in the evening, so I often stand.
That's tiring.
It is, but I listen to music or a podcast and the time passes quickly.
What do you do when you get home?
First, I change into comfortable clothes, then I make dinner. I like to cook. It helps me relax after a long day.
What do you cook?
Simple things. Pasta, rice and vegetables, soup, sometimes fish. I don't make anything too complicated on weeknights.
Do you eat alone?
Usually, yes. Sometimes I call a friend while I cook. We talk about our days. It makes the evening feel less lonely.
That's a good idea.
After dinner, I wash the dishes, I clean the kitchen. Then I sit on the couch and read or watch a show.
What do you like to watch?
Documentaries, mostly. Sometimes a comedy series. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I enjoy a good show now and then.
Do you study English in the evening?
I practice a little. I read a few pages of a book in English or I listen to a podcast. I don't study for hours, just 15 or 20 minutes.
Small amounts every day add up.
Exactly. Then I get ready for bed. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and change into my pajamas.
What time do you go to bed?
Around 10:30 p.m. I read in bed for about 20 minutes. Then I turn off the light and go to sleep.
That sounds like a peaceful evening.
It is. I like my routine. It's simple, but it makes me feel grounded.
Now let me tell you about my evening. It's very different because of the kids.
Tell me.
I leave work at 5 p.m. I pick up the children from after-school care. They're usually tired and hungry.
I can imagine.
We go home and I start making dinner. The kids do their homework at the kitchen table while I cook.
Do they need help?
Sometimes, my son struggles with math, so I help him. My daughter is more independent. She usually finishes her homework on her own.
What do you make for dinner?
I try to cook healthy meals: chicken and vegetables, fish and rice, pasta with tomato sauce. The kids have their favorites, so I make those often.
Do you all eat together?
Yes, we eat together every night. It's important to me. We talk about our days. We share the best part and the hardest part of each day.
That's a beautiful tradition.
It is. After dinner, the kids do their chores. They clear the table and load the dishwasher. Then they have free time until bath time.
What do they do in their free time?
They play, draw, watch a show, or read. My daughter loves to read. My son prefers to build things with his blocks.
Then what?
Then bath time. They take turns. While one is in the bath, the other picks out pajamas and brushes teeth.
That sounds efficient.
It takes practice. At first, it was chaos, but now we have a rhythm.
Do you read to them?
Yes, every night I read a story to them before bed. We snuggle on the couch and I read aloud.
That's so sweet.
It's my favorite part of the day. After the story, I tuck them into bed. I say goodnight and they fall asleep.
Then what do you do?
Then I have some time for myself. I make a cup of tea, sit on the couch, and read or watch a show. It's quiet, it's peaceful.
You deserve that quiet time.
I do. Then I get ready for bed around 10 p.m. I set the alarm for the next morning, brush my teeth, and go to sleep.
Your days sound very full.
They are, but I love my life. It's busy, but it's meaningful.
Now let's talk about weekends. Weekends are different, right?
Completely different. On Saturdays, we sleep in. The kids wake up around 8 a.m., which is late for them. We have a slow breakfast together.
What do you eat?
Pancakes or waffles, sometimes eggs and toast. It's a special breakfast, not like the quick weekday breakfasts.
That sounds lovely.
Then we do something fun. We go to the park, visit a museum, or meet friends. We try to do one special thing each weekend.
What about chores?
We do chores on Sunday morning. We clean the house, do laundry, and go grocery shopping. The kids help.
Do they like helping?
They don't love it, but they do it. We make it a family activity. We play music and try to make it fun.
That's a good approach.
Sunday afternoon is for resting. We read, watch a movie, or just relax. I prepare for the week ahead.
What do you do to prepare?
I check my schedule, plan the meals for the week, and make sure the kids have everything they need for school.
That sounds organized.
I try to be. It makes Monday morning less stressful.
What about you, Alex? What do you do on weekends?
I sleep in. I wake up around 9 a.m., which feels very late to me. I make a big breakfast: eggs, toast, fruit, maybe pancakes if I'm feeling ambitious.
That sounds delicious.
Then I do errands. I go to the grocery store, the bank, the pharmacy. I try to get everything done on Saturday morning, so the rest of the weekend is free.
What do you do with your free time?
I meet friends. We go for coffee, go for a walk, or just sit and talk. I read a lot on weekends. I can finish a whole book in 2 days if I have nothing else to do.
Do you ever feel lonely?
Sometimes, but I've learned to enjoy my own company. I like quiet weekends. They help me recharge.
That's important.
On Sunday evening, I prepare for the week. I check my schedule, pack my bag, and set out my clothes for Monday morning.
That's smart.
It makes Monday morning easier. I don't have to make decisions when I'm tired.
Now let's talk about how to use the present simple to tell stories about daily life.
When you tell a story about your daily routine, you use the present simple for things you do regularly.
I wake up at 7 a.m. She takes the bus. They eat dinner together.
You can also use time expressions: every day, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never.
I usually drink tea in the morning. She often works late. They rarely watch TV.
You can also use always for things you do every time. I always brush my teeth before bed.
And never for things you don't do. I never skip breakfast.
Now, let's learn some useful phrases for talking about daily life.
Morning routine. I wake up at time. I hit snooze once or twice. I make tea or coffee. I take a shower. I get dressed. I have breakfast. I leave the house at time.
Work or school. I go to work by bus, train, or car. I start work at time. I have lunch at time. I finish work at time. I come home at time.
Evening routine. I make dinner. I eat with my family. I watch TV or read. I do chores. I get ready for bed. I go to sleep at time.
Weekends. I sleep in on weekends. I see friends. I do errands. I relax at home. I prepare for the week.
Now let's practice a conversation about daily life.
Alex, what time do you usually wake up?
I usually wake up at 6:30, but I hit snooze once, so I get up around 6:45.
Do you eat breakfast?
Sometimes, usually I just have tea. On weekends, I make a proper breakfast.
How do you get to work?
I take the bus. It takes about 20 minutes. What about you?
I walk. My office is only 15 minutes from my house. I enjoy the walk. It wakes me up.
That sounds nice. What do you do after work?
I pick up my kids from after-school care. Then I make dinner. We eat together around 6:30.
What time do you go to bed?
Around 10 p.m., I like to read for a bit before I fall asleep. What about you?
I go to bed around 10:30. I also read before bed. It helps me relax.
It sounds like we have similar evening routines.
It seems that way.
See how natural that conversation is? Just two people sharing their daily lives.
Now, let's bring back Maya. Maya is practicing talking about her daily life.
Maya is a student. She wakes up at 7 a.m. every day. She doesn't hit snooze. She gets up right away.
She goes to the bathroom, washes her face, and brushes her teeth. Then she gets dressed.
She has breakfast. She usually eats cereal with milk and a banana. She drinks a glass of orange juice.
She leaves the house at 8 a.m. She walks to the bus stop and takes the bus to university. The bus ride takes 25 minutes.
She arrives at university at 8:30. Her first class starts at 9 a.m. She studies engineering.
She has classes until 12 p.m., then she eats lunch in the cafeteria. She usually eats with her friends.
Her afternoon classes start at 1 p.m. and end at 4 p.m. After class, she goes to the library. She studies for 2 hours.
She leaves the library at 6 p.m. She takes the bus home. She arrives home around 6:30.
She makes dinner. She likes to cook simple meals: pasta, rice, vegetables, eggs. She eats while watching a show on her laptop.
After dinner, she washes the dishes. Then she studies for another hour. She reviews her notes and does her homework.
At 9:30, she gets ready for bed. She brushes her teeth, washes her face, and changes into her pajamas.
She reads in bed for 30 minutes. She reads novels, not textbooks. It's her escape.
She turns off the light at 10 p.m. and goes to sleep.
On weekends, she sleeps in. She wakes up around 9 a.m. She makes a big breakfast: eggs, toast, fruit, coffee.
She spends Saturday with friends. They go to cafes, walk in the park, or watch movies. She doesn't study on Saturdays.
On Sundays, she does chores. She cleans her apartment, does laundry, and goes grocery shopping. She also prepares for the week ahead.
She checks her schedule, packs her bag, and sets out her clothes for Monday morning.
Then she relaxes. She reads, watches a show, or calls her family.
Maya's daily life is simple, but it works for her. She has a routine, and that routine helps her succeed.
Now, here's your challenge for this week.
Write or record a description of your daily life in English. Use the present simple.
Start from the morning. What time do you wake up? What do you do? How do you get to work or school?
Then talk about your afternoon and evening. What do you do after work? When do you eat dinner? What time do you go to bed?
Include your weekend routine, too. What do you do on Saturdays and Sundays?
Use time expressions. Usually, often, sometimes, never, always.
Then come back and tell us in the comments, what does your daily life look like?
We read every comment. Your routines inspire us and other listeners.
Remember, talking about daily life is one of the most common conversations you'll have. Everyone has a routine, everyone has a story.
And now you have the words to tell yours.
Thank you for spending this time with us. We'll be back next week with another topic.
Until then, keep practicing, keep sharing, and enjoy your daily life. And hey, before you go, if this episode helped you talk about your daily life, please hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it means we can keep making these practical episodes.
Yes, please, and leave us a comment. Tell us about your daily routine. What time do you wake up? What do you do in the evening?
We read every comment. Your routines inspire us and other listeners.
Subscribe, comment, share. It helps more people talk about their daily lives.
Thanks again, everyone. Now go enjoy your day.
Bye.